on the questions. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Thanks a lot to you, Mark, for filling that time well. And we're back on YouTube. It's officially back on YouTube. So if your friends have texted you in a panic, or your parents or any relation saying it's gone from YouTube, it's back on YouTube. It's a new stream. So if you do want to watch it back, it's quite a nice, it's the best place possible in the quiz that it could have cut out, because now you can have each half quiz to watch again. So here we go. We're back on YouTube. We've got one watcher. I'll just quickly put something here in the chat. Sorry about that. Won't happen again. I have sent an error report. Okay. So we've got 4 followers. Here we go. Anyway, let's fly into the quiz. We're starting to lose numbers on Instagram, but people are probably flying back to YouTube. So here we go. Round 2, general knowledge. The sweat is starting to accumulate on my brow. It's not been the easiest quiz to host tonight, but the nerve center is back in action. So here we go. Round 2, question number 1. In physics, what are kelvins used as a unit of measurement for? So in physics, what are kelvins used as a unit of measurement for? Oh, I'm rehydrated. So in physics, what are kelvins used as a unit of measurement for? Question number 2. It's the hometown question. So this is a lovely one for all Northamptonians everywhere. Northampton has tried several times to achieve this, but has been unsuccessful so far. However, a city called Northampton exists in the US. Which state is it in? So Northampton has tried several times to achieve city status, but has been unsuccessful. However, a city called Northampton exists in the US. Which state is it in? What a question to come back to. If you've just rejoined on YouTube, there is something very much for you to enjoy. Admittedly, I did buy this laptop for £20, so I think we can forgive its moment of panic. I mean, it's a big day for it. It's a big day for this laptop. I've never used this laptop for anything but Word before, and now it finds itself streaming one of the most groundbreaking quizzes that normally takes place in NN1. Oh, there we go. It's a bit of fun for it. Normally, this quiz takes place in NN1, but with the lockdown, I'm not there. So can you tell me which number, which postcode this quiz is coming from at the moment? So it's in Northamptonshire. So you've got it between NN1 to NN18, I think is Corby. And I'm not in Corby. So there you go. So that's a fun little thing for you to do in the meantime. We are going to be so late finishing, so we've got to rush. Question number 3. In British legal terminology, what do the letters QC stand for? The letters are sometimes added to the names of high-ranking lawyers. So in British legal terminology, what do the letters QC stand for? The letters are sometimes added to the names of high-ranking lawyers. No, the postcode question is not an actual question. And if you do know my full postcode, do not put it in the chat, because you will be, well, I mean, I haven't got the ability to kick anyone out of the stream, but I'll post nasty things about you on my blog. Question number 4. What was the name of the video cassette device introduced in 1975 that lost the so-called videotape format war to the VHS? So what was the name of the video cassette device introduced in 1975 that lost the so-called videotape format war to the VHS? That's one for my dad. Question number 5. Who was leader of the Soviet Union from 1985 until the government? Start that again. Sorry, I've got a bit of gas backed up because I gulped out of that sparkling water. Question number 5. Who was leader of the Soviet Union from 1985 until the country's demise in 1991? There we go. Got it right the second time round. So who was leader of the Soviet Union from 1985 until the country's demise in 1991? Just give it a moment, people to get their answers together. We're at the min. Oh no, we've only got 9 questions in this round, so we've gone past the middle of the round. Question number 6. Question number 6 is another good question. It's another good question. I must say these are without a doubt, and I don't mean to blow my own trumpet when I do this, but I'm doing that. That's a it's an unwanted consequence of doing this. But these are without a doubt the best questions that I've seen in any lockdown quiz, and I'm a bit annoyed that I've wasted a lot of these questions in the lockdown quiz. I'm not getting paid for it. But never mind. Unless people obviously want to buy advertising space and just DM me. Question number 6. What name links the inventor of the telephone, an important English poet of the early 18th century, and a fashion designer who was chief designer at Givenchy from 1996 to 2001? So what first name, links the inventor of the telephone, an important English poet of the early 18th century, and a fashion designer who was chief designer at Givenchy from 1996 to 2001? Oh, okay. Sorry for everyone that missed questions during the YouTube blackout. We'll return. I'll go through all the questions at the end of the round, and we'll have a little bit of a break at the end of the round as well, so you can get your answers together. So question number 6 again was, what first name links the inventor of the telephone, an important English poet of the early 18th century, and a fashion designer who was chief designer at Givenchy from 1996 to 2001? So that was question number 6. Question number 7 is, which narrow strait of water separates Istanbul from the rest of Turkey and Asia? So which narrow strait, I don't need the water bit, separates Istanbul from the rest of Turkey and Asia? So which narrow strait, S-T-R-A-I-T, separates Istanbul from the rest of Turkey and Asia? Question number 8. Question number 8 is, which university is the only university in the UK to have its own designated railway station? So which university is the only university in the UK to have its own designated railway station? Another good question. Another good question. Oh. And question number 9. Question number 9. It's the final question of this round, because ultimately I was 2 questions short of a quiz, so I split the last 2 rounds into 2 quizzes, 2 rounds of 9. So question number 9 is, which alcoholic spirit was sometimes known as Mother's Ruin? So which alcoholic spirit was sometimes known as Mother's Ruin? So there we go. I'll just quickly go through the answers again to the 3rd round. Question number 1, the questions again, so not the answers. We're not ready for the answers yet. Question number 1 was, in physics, what are kelvins used as a unit of measurement for? Question number 2 is, Northampton has tried several times to achieve city status, but has been unsuccessful so far. However, a city called Northampton exists in the US. Which state is it in? Question number 3 is, in British legal terminology, what do the letters QC stand for? The letters are sometimes added to the names of high-ranking lawyers. Question number 4 is, what was the name of the video cassette device introduced in 1975 that lost the so-called videotape format war to the VHS? Question number 5 is, who was leader of the Soviet Union from 1985 until the country's demise in 1991? Question number 6 is, what name links the inventor of the telephone, an important English poet of the early 18th century, and a fashion designer who was chief designer at Givenchy from 1996 to 2001? That was first name, sorry. Question number 7 is, which narrow strait separates Istanbul from the rest of Turkey and Asia? Question number 8 is, which university is the only university in the UK to have its own designated railway station? And question number 9, which alcoholic spirit was sometimes known as Mother's Ruin? So there we go. That's the end of the 3rd round, the penultimate round. And here we are on to the last round. So I think that we could still be finished by 9:30. Fingers crossed. And then you'll all be free to do whatever else you want to do with your evening, as will I. Let me know what else you are doing with your evening, but keep it clean because I know we're past the watershed, but my mother is watching. So here we go. Round number 4. So it's the final round of the quiz, and we've only got 9 questions again. But luckily, that will mean that we finish on time. So, question number 1 of this round 4 is The Looming Tower is a book and now a TV show that documents the failures of the CIA and FBI in the run-up to which event? So, The Looming Tower is a book and now a TV show that documents the failures of the CIA and FBI in the run-up to which event? No snacks this evening for me. Soda water and no snacks. My new man. But I did go for a run yesterday and I almost passed out, so won't be doing that again. Question number 2. This the third round. The Ballon d'Or is an award presented every... Oh, I've got stuck again. Right, don't worry. The Ballon d'Or is an award presented each year to a footballer considered to be the best player in the world. But who was the last Englishman to win it? He won it in 2001 while playing for Liverpool. So the Ballon d'Or is an award presented each year to a footballer considered to be the best player in the world. But who was the last Englishman to win it? He won it in 2001 while playing for Liverpool. I've just noticed that we've got a lot of answers tonight that involve men's names, and we've only had one Elizabeth Taylor for women. So sorry about that. I will work hard to rectify that for next week. Question number 3. How many sides does a dodecagon have? How many sides does a dodecagon have? How many sides does a dodecagon have? And question number 4. Which actor played Albus Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter films? So which actor played Albus Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter films? That was question number 4 of this, the third round. The last round, not the penultimate round, it's the last round. So enjoy it. Obviously, no prizes again. I keep saying that. I don't know why I keep saying that. The quiz itself is a prize. So, yeah. We haven't really done a cheers day. We'll save the cheers for the end of the quiz, but I mean, it's not as exciting when you've got sparkling water. But here we go. Question number 5. Question number 5 is, what is the name given to a bodily process that naturally takes place in a 24-hour cycle? So what is the name given to a bodily process that naturally takes place in a 24-hour cycle? That's question number 5. Question number 6. Question number 6 is, there are more English speakers in India than America. True or false? There are more English speakers in India than America. True or false? Yeah, sorry about that, Adi. We don't normally go for Harry Potter questions, and I personally do find them a bit naff. But, you know, I've been struggling with the technology. I've had to rush the quiz. We are 2 questions short of the quiz, as I've pointed out. And I think, compared to other quiz masters, I point out my own flaws, as well as pointing out the flaws of other quiz masters. But I think that's where I have another sort of advantage over them, is I can see my own flaws and I point them out and I work hard to correct them. So for next week, I can guarantee there'll be no Harry Potter questions, and we'll also have a full quiz of questions, and we will not have the same technology issues that we've had today in the nerve center. So here we go. Question number 7. Question number 7 is, Chantenay, Danver, and Imperator are all types of what? Chantenay, Danver, and Imperator are all types of what? Chantenay, Danver, and Imperator are all types of what? Question number 8. Question number 8 is on a traditional Monopoly board, how much does Oxford Street cost? On a traditional Monopoly board, how much does Oxford Street cost? I think that's a bit of a naff question as well, but never mind, it's there. So on a traditional Monopoly board, how much does Oxford Street cost? No. Okay. So that was the penultimate question. And this is the final question. So enjoy it. No, exactly. I'm surprised that I haven't been paid to advertise tacos, actually. But I've done it. To be fair, I've done the advert, so I might just bill the Garibaldi anyway, the management. That's not a bad idea, actually. So if you do run the Garibaldi, you know who you are. You will be receiving an invoice for the advertising that you've received tonight from me. But, you know, let's call it a tenner, and a tenner each week going on. Question number 9. Yeah, we'll come back and we'll do all the questions at the end again. So question number 9, let's just quickly do question number 9. So the last question of the quiz. What part of the mouth is removed during a gingivectomy? What part of the mouth is removed during a gingivectomy? So that was question 9. That is the final question. So the question, let's see the questions again for round 4. So number 1 was The Looming Tower is a book, and now a TV show that documents the failures of the CIA and FBI in the run-up to which event? The Ballon d'Or is an award. This is question number 2. The Ballon d'Or is an award presented each year to a footballer considered to be the best in the world. Who was the last Englishman to win it? He won it in 2001 while playing for Liverpool. Question number 3 is how many sides does a dodecagon have? How many sides does a dodecagon have? Number 4 is which actor played Albus Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter films? Question number 5 is what is the name given to a bodily process that naturally takes place in a 24-hour cycle? Number 6 is there are more English speakers in India than America, true or false? And number 7 is Chantenay, Danva, and Imperator are all types of what? And number 8 is on a traditional Monopoly board, how much does Oxford Street cost? And the final question, number 9, what part of the mouth is removed during a gingivectomy? What part of the mouth is removed during a gingivectomy? So there we go. That's all the questions asked. We'll have a quick moment so everyone can get their answers together. I mean, as I said, we'll probably have a quiz again next week. So actually, no, this is the perfect time. We'll just do the cheers. Quick cheers, everyone. Cheers. So cheers to everyone on Instagram. Cheers to everyone on YouTube. Cheers all. It's gone flat. Okay. I think that's enough time. Let's quickly go through the answers. So this is the 3rd round. So we had obviously 2 general knowledge rounds. So number 1 was kelvins are a unit of measurement used for temperature. So kelvins measure temperature. So Northampton, so the city of Northampton that exists in America is in the state of Massachusetts. Number 3 is in British legal terminology, the letters QC stand for Queen's Counsel. So Queen's Counsel, so when there's a king, it's King's Counsel, KC. Number 4 is what was the name of the video cassette device introduced in 1975 that lost the so-called videotape format war to the VHS? It was, of course, Betamax. The leader of the Soviet Union from 1985 until the country's demise in 1991 was Mikhail Gorbachev. The name that links the inventor of the telephone, an important English poet of the early 18th century, and a fashion designer who was chief designer at Givenchy from 1996 to 2001 was Alexander. So it's the name Alexander. So it's Alexander Graham Bell, Alexander Pope, and Alexander McQueen. The narrow strait that separates Istanbul from the rest of Turkey and Asia is the Bosphorus or the Bosporus. Number 8 was the university that is the only university in the UK to have its own designated railway station is Birmingham University or the University of Birmingham. The alcoholic spirit that was sometimes known as Mother's Ruin was gin. So that was the 3rd round, and we'll quickly fly into the 4th round as well, so we make sure we get it done by past. So question number 1 of the 4th round was The Looming Tower is a book and a TV show that documents the failures of the CIA and FBI in the run-up to 9/11, or September the 11th, or September 11th, 2001, or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean. The Ballon d'Or is an award presented each year to things. So the last Englishman to win the Ballon d'Or, when he won it in 2001 playing for Liverpool, was Michael Owen. A dodecagon has 12 sides. Richard Harris played Albus Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter films. So Richard Harris was the answer to number 4. The answer to question number 5 is the name given to a bodily process that naturally takes place in a 24-hour cycle is a circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm. Number 6. So there are more English speakers in India than America. True or false? Well, it's false. There's not more English speakers in India than America. Chantenay, Danver, and Imperator are all types of carrot. On a traditional Monopoly board, Oxford Street costs £300, and the part of the mouth that is removed during a gingivectomy is the gums. It's the gums, and I can only begin to imagine how horrifically painful that must be. Anyway, so that was the quiz. So what was the total marks in the whole quiz? So 10, 20, so 38 marks on offer. Let us know what you got. I should imagine that I'll be back next week, but my moods are changeable. So who knows? I may not be. But we're still in lockdown. Kind of. It's been loosened somewhat, but not that bad. Anyway, 21 out of 38. That's not bad. That's not bad. 10 out of 18 for my father. That's not too bad. 16 out of 30, 26 out of 38. I'd say pretty good. I think you should be happy with that, Nick. Anyway, 21. Nice. Let's not do this. We're done. Before 9:30. Some technical issues that we'll all quickly forget about. So yeah, we'll be back next week. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. Encourage your friends. I don't really care if you encourage your friends. If your friends are bored on Tuesday nights and they want something to do, invite them to this quiz. You could play with them on Zoom while you watched on Instagram or YouTube, and you would have your own nerve center like I have set up here. And what a joy that would be for you. Anyway, take care, everyone. Stay safe. And see you all next week. Good night. End there.